Alrighty, hey there everyone. We're back yet again with some more Minecraft. Last time we went ahead and did a little bit of mining and we got started on the river. Today we're finishing up the river because I would like to go and do some farming. That would be cool. Currently on day 753 and we are 3/4 of the way to that day 1000 mark, which is pretty cool. So we're getting there. We are definitely getting there. But we got a nice chunk of digging to do here today, so there's nothing to do but to just sit down and do it. Hopefully it shouldn't be nothing too hard. Go ahead and turn on hitboxes. As I talked about before, we're kind of trying to hug this a little bit. Because we want to be a little smart with digging this out, since it does get a little narrow. Stuff here. And I think we'll be fine. We'll probably be okay. Although I will say it is getting a little close. So again, with these steep walls, we're going to be building a brace to kind of keep these things up. So that way we can terrace it, but otherwise, still would like to keep some of the grass intact, you know, on the other bits. Looks like we'll have to kind of carve in a little bit here. Alright, I think that's enough carving in. Take that out. And I mean, this gets us our 5 that we were looking to get to. We are, however, out of space, and I kind of want to keep a lot of this dirt and grass, so we're going to take a quick second here to actually put some of this stuff away. There we go. Right, these are all of our crops and stuff that we're going to use for farming. Ready? And put that grass away. And you know what? I think we will trim away some of this stuff here. Hello, how you doing today, Vixen? I'm digging a river at 9 o'clock on a Saturday. And I just ran out of dirt. Well, dang. We could probably let that go. That should be fine. There we go. And I actually need water. That would probably be useful. There we go. I think we'll fly over to double check that this is going to be a good shape here in a minute. Probably should do that now before I put in too much water. It seems like that'd be a good idea. Let's see. That's a pretty good shape, I'd say, yeah. See the vision, see where it's going to go. I think I want it to go down here a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, because I do want to leave this bit more open, so I don't want to flex it against what's going on there. It's going pretty well. I'm just resting for today because it's Saturday and I finally get to enjoy a weekend off after God knows how long I've been going through college at this point, so. And work. Gotta love work. But it's going pretty good. I've been in to build out this river for a while, so I'm finally getting some of the work done here too. And I did get some grass again. Yeah, make sure these corners are built out a little bit better. That should be good. Alright. I might need to bulk this up a little bit more. I'm sure it's fine. And I should be able to carry that out there, so that should be good. Bulk that out a little bit. Then I want to start guiding it out this way a little bit. So let's see here. Yeah, and then we can kind of have it dip into here a little bit. Yeah, that's fair. I used to not do them a whole lot either, but I got a lot better at like filling them in, or at least thinking about how to do it better. Because I'm only making it one block deep for right now, just so I got like the shape of it down. And then when I dig it out, I can fill in the bottom and then kind of bucket in the rest. And it's counterintuitive too, because like the pond that I built yesterday, it's like to do something like this, you have to build it like layer by layer. Like you literally have to start at the bottom, fill the whole layer with water, and then keep going on to the next. And then eventually it does work out, but it does take it takes a while, which is very cool. So dang, I need to make sure to light all this up again at some point, but I'm sure it's fine. It'll probably be fine. If anything kills me wearing this, I think it's my fault at that point. So can't do a whole lot about it then. Even enough space, I think I am. I should probably start trying to curve this out a little bit more though. Got a specific spot in mind that I want this to go to because I'm planning on having it lead to another waterfall. So I'm trying to get it ready for that. And we'll pop the bed out because I can do that. I think down the line I want to do another hardcore world where I can't sleep. So I'm doing this one without shields or totems, but I think doing one without sleep would be good. I think the only trade-off though is I kind of don't want to have to deal with phantoms forever because eventually it gets annoying and it's not very fun. Also, where was this being built at again? I think to here. Yeah, because there's that big oak tree that I wanted to cut through. Yeah, something like here. So I'm basically trying to make that river eventually connect up to here, and then this is going to turn in like a set of waterfalls that'll go all the way down, and then they meet up with the riverbed there. That should be good. Tough part's actually digging the rest of it. Um, I'm not normally one for doing this kind of stuff, so this is still pretty new to me, honestly. That should be fine. And I think it'll be good for the river to go down a couple of steps. That might be nice. Do something like that. And I should probably build a little pillar so I know where I need to connect back up to. That seems like that would make a little bit of sense. At least a little. Alright, I also don't know if I want this to be 7 wide, because it's mostly been 5 wide, but that's fair. I mean, you could always do like a non-hardcore world and then have like a self-imposed rule where like if you die, then like, hey, you're dead, but at least you get to keep the world, you know? But I will say the tough part about hardcore, it's mainly attachment, right? You know, if you get too attached to it, then, you know, you're not going to want to delete it. Like I had that happen with the hardcore world maybe about a year ago by now, where I was doing really good and I was building some really cool things, and then I died working on like another fortress farm, and I was like a couple hundred days into it, and I had really nice stuff, and I was like, you know what, I want to keep this, so I got like an MBT editor and changed it to not be hardcore, but I was like, well, I don't really want to play it at that point then, because that's kind of the appeal of hardcore, right? In a way, is that it's, you know, it's temporary, you know. There's beauty in things being non-permanent, and that kind of makes it all the more special, you know. Especially that. If I lose that, I'm gonna be devastated, but you know, it's still cool. But that took a long time to do, and I'm still working on it technically. I need another step in here. But yeah, the attachment can be pretty hard to deal with it though. One thing I'd recommend too, just as general advice, is like rein in what you're doing and like lower your scope, because I made that mistake on a prior hardcore world where like that one still exists and I haven't died in it, but like I I shot too high and I just am not interested in finishing like any project there ever, like at all. Like it's been so long since I played it, it just doesn't appeal to me anymore. So then I ended up starting that other one, and then now this one where I've built this stuff. So it's, you know, you gotta figure out how to do cool things once you inevitably run out of like progression based stuff to do, and just kind of experiment with building. That's also the other one too, because I used to not like building too much, but I don't know, I've been enjoying it more and more as time goes on. I've actually been a little bit more creative, but it takes time. I think I'm inadvertently making the mouth of this a little wider than I would have liked, but I'm sure it's okay. It'll probably be okay. And I want this up here. I'll do a little something like this for now. And let's see where I need to line this up at. I think it's about here. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and carve this out. Gives me a better idea of how this is going to line up. And let's see here. Get that in place. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this up instead of digging this out. So that way our waterfall is going to flow down here, and then it's going to go to its next point. So I want it to be like a multi-step like waterfall, because I think they look cool. And plus too, when you're at like some kind of like vantage point, you actually get to see like the color like contrast against the grass a lot better, so it looks nicer. I'm out of space again. Oh. Back over to our shoulders and go get this dropped off. Could fly there, but my ledger's in my inventory and I don't want to stop and get it because I'd already be there if I did. So here we go. Put all the grass away and we'll put all the dirt away. Cool. I still had the snow blocks that I picked up by accident. Well, yeah, we'll set that there. I think we'll also go ahead and keep putting all this in place. There we go. So we'll go ahead and flush the water out to kind of catch back up what we were doing. And we'll go fly out and take a look at it too in a moment. There we go, that should have it spill over nicely. And we just do a little bit at a time, just bit by bit. Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Coming up on the end of it here. Yeah, I'm sure you will. I'm usually live. I'm a lot more live nowadays, but it's pretty random. I do have a schedule legally, but I don't think I've stuck to it in like months, so I hope to see you again though. It's nice chatting. Let's see if we can get this filled up. Almost to the end here. At least the end of what we currently dug. That flowed out a lot more than I was expecting, not gonna lie. I might have to see if I can scale that back a little bit. I'm not even sure if I can, honestly. I guess the steps needed to be a little longer, huh? Ah, it's alright. And either way, that's probably about as far as this needs to go for right now. Because we're still working on the rest of it, so let's see here. There we go, filled out everything else. Alright, I don't think that looks too bad. We'll find out here in a minute. Doing good on durability. Haven't had to go to max speed for a while. Yeah, I like the way that bends through, curves around. You can see we got some nice bits of flat space. And then we eventually it's gonna beat up down there. So we're doing pretty good. Go ahead, pop the bed out, go to sleep, and keep on digging. Let's see here. This is mainly where we want to be. Looks like we missed a spot. There we go. Right, there we go. And the other fun question shows up now, like how do we connect up enough of this? There we go. Something simple. Little drop. Here we go, do a little something like that. And then that's gonna flow us into everything else by the looks of it. This should be good. Probably, I mean, it's like 50-50 honestly, but hey, you never know. We'll find out. Wow, that frog is loud. You can see that picking up on my mic there. Good old Florida, gotta love the frogs. Alright, let's get that down here. Whoops, might have missed a little bit here. Well, dang. And also, dang. Okay, that should cut that off. There we go. Little something like that. Alright, then we'll get our water extended all the way out to the edge. It's flowing a little uneven because we did kind of take this out at a bad time. So let's go ahead and get this all evened out here. There we go. So we got that evened out. This is where we need to take a little bit of time and do some digging. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get our hoe and our axe, and we're just gonna cut down all of the trees that are in the way. And maybe while we're at it, we'll light some of these caves because these kind of need to go. Helps with our mob farm at the end of the day, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Creeper? He died. He couldn't answer me. Oh well. Let's see here. Hopefully a dead end. Yes, thank God. Do not want to get lost in another cave like I did yesterday. That was not fun. And I didn't get anywhere near to lighting up that whole thing because it went super deep underground. And that's no good. Oh, anyways, time to cover this up. We will put one more just for good measure. There we go. It's like it was never there, because it wasn't. Don't know what you're talking about. It was never there. And yeah, it looks like this oak and that birch are in our way. This one down too for the hell of it. Why not? Now, unfortunately, it does get a little dense here. Also, I chose the right tool for the job, but hey, you know, it happens. Alright, let's go ahead and get all this taken care of. Was my silk touch axe, right? I'll have to keep an eye on that stuff. And I don't even really need to pick up any of this stuff. I guess I'm just doing it just to do it, but okay. Alright, so that should get rid of most of that tree. And we got this one here that's also got some wood. This has got to go too. And looks like we had a little left. Alright, looks like we're all good here. Or more or less. I mean, we still have a couple little ones we gotta get knocked out. There we go. I may need to come back through the flint and steel and burn the rest of this down. But hopefully I won't have to do anything that drastic yet, so we'll see. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. Looks like we should just be able to run it straight through. Maybe we'll have another drop and then we'll have it curved slightly to line up better with this point over here and have it narrow a little bit. I think that would be a good idea. Yeah, like we would trim this out to be flat. There we go. And then, let's see here. Something like this here. We're going to replace all this with dirt. We don't have any exposed stone. Go ahead and heat up for a minute here. And we'll get our bed out because we kind of need to sleep. And I need to run back up to the shulker boxes and pop on up there again. Kind of running out of space. Seems to be a reoccurring problem. That's alright. Take a quick trip up to our shoulders, go get this excess grass and dirt tucked away. It's not even grass and dirt, man. It's a bunch of other random crap. Well, that's not good. I'm gonna toss the stuff I don't particularly care about. I'll keep the rest. Chest. We'll pop one down here because I need another empty. And this will be our mixed box. Just that way we can keep our inventory a little clear here. And we'll leave that there for now. I don't need to take that with me at the moment. Let's do another flyover, see how everything's looking. Pretty good. I like how it bends through. You can see it definitely flowing down. And yeah, I do need to adjust the angle a little bit, but that should be fine. I'll do it gradually. Since it should only be a couple of blocks of distance that we need to shoot. Alright, maybe we gonna step too far here. It's kind of hard to tell, honestly. Alright, there we go. Got all that up there. Great, I can craft suspicious stew, my favorite. Doesn't the lily of the valley one poison you? Pretty sure it does. Now, what could be really interesting and what I've been thinking about too, a couple of things. Minecraft Live today at noon, I want to say. Watching that, of course. And additionally, with the Chaos Cubed update coming out very soon, those geysers, right? Those geysers, they have some really, really good potential, especially with, well, waterfalls, right? I love those little particle effects that they end up making, and if we're smart enough to do it, which, 50-50 shot on that one, honestly, but if we're good enough to do it, I think we can implement geyser particles, right, with the potent sulfur, the lava, and all that kind of stuff. I think they go through blocks slightly. If we space it correctly, we can have, at the foot of a waterfall, we can have those particles kind of like just show up. So like all the water is rushing down and then it hits and then it makes all those particles, right? And that's what the illusion is going to be. And then we can do that for a couple of them and it would look really cool. And I don't know, it would add a lot to it. At least that's what I'd like to imagine. But we'll see if that actually pans out or not. Either way, we are nearing the end of our river journey here. We've got one last flow out to the ocean. Ocean? River? Pretty clearly a river, but that's alright. And, we are almost good. And we just need to have all the water flow through and get everything else worked out. We are on the right path. I think we're going to do a set of small steps. That's what I'm feeling. So we'll have like 2 blocks down, and then this will be another floor. There we go. And then maybe this one will be a little bit steeper so we can line up with what we got down here. There we go. Get us another step. And then we'll have our last one. I don't know, we want to have it go out enough so that way it's not going to cause any issues, hopefully. There we go, do a little something like that. Maybe we'll have it funnel down into 3 wide. Alright, and then we've got our very last one here. We'll leave the stone exposed here since it's close enough to the sides. Not gonna worry too hard about it. There we go. Do a little something like that, and then otherwise we will maybe drain this properly. Alright, cool, there we go. And while we're here, and get that Go. Alright. And we'll go ahead and pop back to that shulker box and drop off some of this other crap. Here we go. Alright, cool. So with this, we should be able to get everything placed in. The rest of our water should be done. And then we will officially have our river going wherever we need it to, which is always nice. Add some much needed color to all this green, you know. Might have missed a couple of, just a few bits, but luckily it's not going to cause any issues. But I should have really have brought like a stack or two of dirt with me. Oh hey, dirt. That's lucky. Do that. There we go. And we'll go ahead and get our bed. I'll let that just kind of flow naturally. There we go. Not gonna ask why, just gonna accept that that's what it's doing. We'll chip away a little bit of the land. That's not cool at all, dude. There we go. That's better. Alright, anyways. Back to getting all these filled in. And I think we can let these just kind of be. I don't feel a need to bump those up for nothing. There we go. Alright, and believe it or not, that does it. We have finally got all of our water in place. Go ahead and go up to like one of these cherry trees or something and go see if we can take a look. I really need to build an observation tower. I might just place a thing of scaffolding down and just like crank that in. Although that's in my storage area, so At 20 chunks of render distance, we can't see anything. So let's, that. There's our base, there's our water. And the waterfalls were definitely a good idea because from an angle like this, you can't really see a lot of the water, right? Especially if I were to be flat on the ground a little bit more. Here, you can see how the blue kind of contrasts against the green. So you get your little drops. It's pretty clearly implying where it's going, where it's coming from. It's pretty flat up there because we're about eye level. But if we were to flap just a little higher, you can see the shape of it is, well, pretty good, I'd say. Yeah, I like how it kind of flows through and it goes all the way around. And eventually, it finds its way down and through. That corner right there sticks out like a sore thumb. Let's go do something about that. This one right here. Not liking that. In fact, we'll, there we go. We'll do something like that. I think that'll help us out. Alright, that just looked a little odd. Much better. There we go. Yep, so again, that gives us plenty of flat space to do stuff with, farming and houses and things like that up in here. And then you've got your animals and larger farms. And then as we kind of do our reinforcements of these walls, right, with whatever we decide to build this stuff out of, I might do something simple in like 2011 Minecraft where it's like oak logs and like cobblestone. Maybe we'll do cobblestone walls for like a little bit of extra depth, but basically we want something to brace the sides of these to some extent. And then we want to keep that same energy going, and then that gives us room to do more terracing here on this layer a little bit for more farms and more animal space. Got plenty of animal space and farm potential over here as well, so we don't need to do a whole lot of terracing. But a little bit would help to show that this mountain's actually kind of lived on. That's all my stuff up there, and I want stuff in here to, have villagers and things like that. Of course, we'll be planting some trees kind of in this area up to a certain point. Like, once the terrain starts looking like more artificial, because that's where I've been, then, we'll kind of embrace it and be like, okay, here's the farms, here's the animals, here's very clearly man-made things. But with this more or less natural terrain, we can plant trees, we can plant flowers, do all that kind of good stuff. Stuff like this, we'll figure it out. I'm not gonna be bothered today to do it, but we will do something about it at some point. It's pretty good on this side for the most part. I mean, we got like a couple things that are a little funky, but for the most part, I'd say we're pretty good. And then you get to here, and it's a little bit more noticeable that this is man-made. You get to there, and it's really noticeable. But, not my problem. Not gonna worry about it. But yeah, we can build our houses and stuff like that. Get all this figured out and cool. But it's just gonna take some time. And I kind of want to build farmland more than anything right now. Because I also, as I've been working on this, came up with a nice idea that I want to see if I can try to implement. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through into our ender chest and go get our silk touch hoe because apparently that's where I left it on our toolbox. Here we go. Alright, I missed that, right? But basically what we're going to do is we are going to take our silk touch netherite hoe and we're going to go trim a bunch of the leaves off of some oak trees because one of the issues I tend to have with my farms, right, is lighting. What I tend to do is I put like a slab, it's waterlogged, and then it has a torch on it. And that's mostly fine, but it looks kind of funky after enough time. So what if we waterlog a leaf block, right? And then underneath that waterlogged leaf block, there's our light source. That would be pretty cool, I think. So we're gonna give that a try. And to do that, we're gonna need leaf blocks. So yeah, we're gonna get to cotton. Let's maybe go away from all this because I don't want to destroy this forest just for leaves because I think it's still good to have. So instead, we'll kind of go through maybe this like valley and we'll clear out these couple of oak trees. That way we have like a perfectly clear valley going on our shulker farm, which still needs to be worked on that I've been holding off for months at this point, but that's all right. And we'll just, yank out all of the leaves, as God intended. Here we go. We'll put our silk touch hoe next to our fortune one. In fact, do you one better? We're gonna put that away so we don't make any mistakes and waste any leaves. Remember when hoes used to be bad? That was kind of nuts. Glad they're a lot better now though. They're actually like legitimately useful, you know? Like yeah, it's good for farming and then nothing else, and then now it's like you actually want them for like leaves, and being able to silk touch have silk touch on it means you basically got shears with way more durability. And the combat update would have made them more interesting too, because they would have acted like scythes to an extent, had more range, and that would have been interesting. Hope they do more combat update stuff. I know they're doing a bunch of under the hood changes, so maybe it's gonna be, and I've talked about before, a lot of under the hood stuff for however much time. Get these little content drops so they can get people to shut up for a while, and then we'll get the big updates once they actually finish doing infrastructural things, hopefully. Because you can't have Minecraft without like big updates. It feels wrong, you know. You got to take time to address tech debt. There's nothing wrong with that, but at some point, it's got to come back to relatively normal, you know. At least I would like to imagine it will, but who knows. This should be enough oak leaves, but we'll carve out like one more tree because I can. There we go. All right. And we'll go and grab our food. We need to dip in our shulker box and get some more, actually. And we're actually going to take a minute to go back to our base because we need to regroup and get some more material. Because we need that glowstone, you know. I technically could just use torches, but I kind of want them to be backed by glowstone because I think it would look cooler closer up versus just a torch, and then it kind of ruins it. So we will get to doing that. Let's just remember we want to leave these 5 alone. It's these 3 that I want to take back. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get some food real quick. There we go, half stack of golden carrots. We need to top up on that in the near future. But for now, we can sleep. I've kind of also got an urge to do more villager stuff again. It's been a very long time, but I'm kind of interested in revamping the trading hall. Um, which is unfortunate because I really never wanted to revamp the trading hall and it wasn't particularly designed with that in mind. And maybe it's not as much of a revamp more than it is like I want to make sure that I'm keeping groups of villagers together a little bit better or something. Like maybe I'll go back to having like the more miscellaneous like hall, and then I'll have like a farmer like Wolfsmith hall, so that way I can get a lot more golden carrots and stuff. Maybe a cleric one or redstone. There's enough of them that I want a lot of that I really need to have like in one spot, so we'll have to work on that. But that's not important right now. What's important is we go ahead and we get everything put away. Let's go ahead and pop down our dirt and our grass. Let's go ahead and grab our... Oh wow, that one's already full. Alright, well that makes life easier. Let's go ahead and put our dirt box away. And grass is definitely not full, but it will be. There we go, so that one's full, and then the remainder goes back in here. And boom, done. It's that easy. Oh, I put the wrong one away. Whoops. That goes there, and then that actually goes in here. There we go. Alright, so we need stone, wood, and sticks and farming stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our stone first. Pop that there. Go ahead and get ourselves a stone box. Just enough space for that. Should have our stick box still out. Here we go. rest of that away. Let's get that stone away. Yep. And this is empty that we can go ahead and take back with us. That's good. Alright, and then we get to our logs. Put the birch away. Put the oak away. Here's our oak. Here's our birch. Here's our saplings. Alright, cool. And then we just need to go put some of these apples away. Ow. Good to have up in here. And gunpowder. And hey, would you look at that? We sorted everything away really freaking quickly yet again. So, yep, good call getting all of this set up, because this would have taken a lot longer last time. We were still using our old system. But no, we have been doing a bang out job recently, man. It has just been good. Still need to worry about that one day, but don't think I care right now. Ah, glowstone. That's right, we need that. Let's see here. We need... we've only got a little glowstone, so that's a bit annoying. I guess we'll take a dirt box with us too. Can't hurt to have. Otherwise, we got a lot of the farming stuff there already. We'll kind of fill in more as we go. So, yeah, think we'll be okay with what we got for right now. And, yeah. Oh, you know what I should have grabbed? Maybe we'll have to make space for it. I actually should go back and do something about it. We're gonna go grab that oak log box. Because I kind of need, oak wood for something. Whoops, because we're gonna be building fences here. Alright, let's see here. Let's take... Oh, that's the pretty wood. I don't want to touch that. Here's our logs. Okay. Let's also just go take a quick trip and see if we've actually got any fences already in use. We got 42. You know what? We'll take them. Not too many gates, but we'll take whatever fences we got for now. There we go. The reason I'm doing that is because we want to set up the animal pens kind of early. Otherwise, they are a little annoying to deal with. So we want to make sure we build around them properly. Alright, well, let's think here. We also want to build some bridges going in between these two at some point in the near future. I think that'd be good. Especially if we're going to have something here, which I think I'm going to terrace this. Yeah, let's just, let's just place all this down for right now. Okay, there's our dirt. There's our crafting table. There we go, we'll start with that. There we go. Oh, cool, rain. Hooray. That's fun. Did so good of a job hiding this that I forgot it existed. Well, damn. Now, what this also does too is this gives us more defined edges for making those braces and actually having these kind of held up by something a little bit more man-made. But this also acts as nice defense against hostile mobs as well, right? Because we'll be able to limit how many like one block tall things they can jump up, because there basically won't be any going around a very large area. And that means we have a pretty clear line of what will have lit up versus what won't be, and then it makes life a little bit easier. So, good stuff all around. But there we go. Go. Does have to end at some point though. Can't terrace like absolutely everything forever. Yeah, we'll do a little something like that. That should be fine. So we still have some nice flat area to grow some extra crops on. Let's kind of bolster this stuff out a little bit more. Already been an hour, surprisingly. Well, dang, that's unlucky. Good thing we brought a bunch of extra dirt, right? And we'll probably leave it up to there. I think it's fine. There we go. Okay. So that gives us more flat space to work with, which is always nice. And then we still have some naturally looking bits too that kind of get us up between the different layers as well, so that's always good. We'll pop the bed out here. I don't think lighting's going to matter at the moment. We're going to be airing our homes towards anyways to do a bunch of farming, so, you know. Alright, there we go. Go. That'll give us a little bit more space on this layer. Mainly want this for sheep, which is kind of why I dug this out like this. So this will give them plenty of room to graze in. They should be fine. We have all that for wheat down there. Then, move up a separate part up here a little bit closer for cows or something. I think that'd be fine. Cows can kind of be clumped together a little bit, but I like to at least give the illusion that I care a little bit, so maybe we'll give a little bit more space, something like that. Yeah, it should be fine. And we'll leave it there. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and go get some of our fences. We got some of our fences here. Let's go ahead and put away some of our extra dirt. Got our glowstone. We're not ready for that yet. We got some logs too. And we'll take the crafting table with us for right now. As we'll go ahead and craft everything on site here. So let's think, I guess. How would we want to have them be brought in? Maybe there could be a path coming down here that we could kind of cut through this a little bit because that could be kind of cool and it's gently sloped up enough. We have a path. We have a path cut through there, and then we have a little bridge, maybe like here or so, because then that would lead down to where we currently have them in this pit. Do a little something like that. And then you would kind of wind them through and then take them down here. And then eventually you're going to find sheep pens here, cow pens up there. Those are our two big priority ones. Chickens and rabbits I don't particularly care about, but, you know, I'll still include them anyways, just for the sake of having them. There we go, do a little something like that. And let's go ahead and split some of this. Some more fences. Wow, that made like nothing. Alright, let's maybe be a little more extreme. That's better. Okay. Here we go. Get that too wide for them. So that gives enough space for a path to be formed, making it there. And yeah, it's pretty good. Do that, do that. Got our two gates, double wide. And then we'll install some carpets on like every tip of these corners. And as for the cows, hmm, guess we could do it about here. There we go. I feel like this also needs to be curved a little bit more. There we go, that's better. Alright, cool. Sand deal, we got that iron out. Good. It's gonna be where the cows go, so give them enough space to do whatever. Then we need a separate one for chickens and stuff too. Chickens and rabbits. Alright, let's see here. We got a few gates. There we go. So that'll be enough for the sheep, that'll be enough for the cows. That's our main ones we want to start with first. And we're going to throw some of this down the river. Do a little pollution as a tree. Not really going to flow downstream, obviously, because this is all still water. But, you know, it's fine. Not really too important. Fences there, logs there. Go. Bees. I'm trying ready for it. Alright. So, we're going to want to go back up into our base, get all of our leads. Maybe some wheat too to help kind of lay them a little bit better. And an empty shulker box. Alright, so animal products. Let's see here, what have we got? Well, we got some wheat. We got some hay bales. Alright, well, we barely have any of either. That's okay. We're taking these. And let's see how our leads are doing. Nope, not even worth it. Instead, we're gonna go ahead and just, you know, grab a little bit of string. And yeah, it's fine. Alright, leads. Okay, so that should give us plenty of leads from now on. Shouldn't have to worry about this ever again. Alright, we got that. Let's go put our string box back. And we'll pop down into the grass one. We'll put some of this grass away. And stone. Good old stone. We really need another box in there, but that's okay for now. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay, well, we got all the leads and hay that we're gonna need here, so I'm okay with that. Now, looks like it's about to turn nighttime. We'll go sleep up in our bed. Why not? Right on up there. Really need to make a way into these in the near future. I think I'll have one on each cart. Well, maybe I'll just have one here so that way I can dive straight into it if I want to from like my tower. Well, this tower is gonna get changed, so maybe I should hold off on thinking about that until I actually change up this tower. Because I need to make this taller. Like this needs to go up to world height now instead of like 280. And then I need to build like a pommel out of gold, so we'll need to like go to the gold farm for a while. Stuff. Anyways, back down into here we go. Alright. Probably would have been a smarter idea if I had these guys. Alright, so all of our cows and animals as a whole. How do we want to get these guys out of here? Play might be to just yank a couple and then repopulate with the rest. Here we go. Okay, guys, come on. Be smarter than that. Alright, I guess I really do need the hay bale. Alright, that should grab their attention, and then I should just be able to get the rest of them out. I wonder if who's not part of this group. Anyways, let's try this again. Here we go. And now it's all downhill, so this should be pretty easy. And then we're just gonna snap their leads, honestly. Alright, 63 leads, very good. We'll go ahead and put a little bit of lighting up in here as well. Try and get them to scatter a little bit. Alright, and maybe we should go get some wool. I think that would be a good idea. That back up. I also don't know if y'all heard that, but there was a zombie nearby, which is never a good sign, because that means I did not light something up that I should have, which is no good, so... Alright, that got us 81, should be good. Alright. Down towards the animals. Alright. Might be down more still. Yep, it was. Oh, found it. Really freaking annoying spot though, but we did find it. There we go. There's an Enderman down here too. Could try, but no. And yep, we get to go get sidetracked on cave lighting again. Looks like I've already partially been through this cave too, so didn't seem to get all of it the first time around. Bit annoying, but I get it. Oh, hi. That one's got an iron spear. That's kind of nuts. I'm always a sucker for these enchanted chest plates just to see what he had. Projectile protection 2. Truly incredible. And this loops into a cave system that I have already been down into. Yep, very cool. Oh, it's far enough out of my reach that I don't particularly care. So we'll leave it be. This one, on the other hand, this one's close enough to the beacons that I should be a little worried. Looks like it also led outside there too, which is interesting. Yep, that loops around. Good. Okay. I guess just as a general rule of thumb, if it's within range of the beacons, I probably need to light it up, you know? Because those beacons are already pretty far away from like the central point where I would be doing like AFK stuff. So if I'm outside of their range, it shouldn't be too much of an issue most of the time. But not, then, you know, different story. And yeah, this leads out to the valley here. Yep, so that was through the entire mountain. Quite odd, but we did get that done, so that's good. And here we go. Okay. Anyways, we need to now patch this up. There we go. No issues. Alright. Get that there. Do another batch of 16. Might have to be another batch of 8, frankly. There we go. Alright. Oh, that's how. Go. Let's get out of my way. Alright. Okay, well, we got one in at least. That's good. There we go. That. Alright, there we go. I think we'll be a little bit more preemptive this time with the sheep, though. go, got multiple exit points, that's always good. Let's go ahead and take a minute to get our torches here. And, you know, we will actually light this up for a little bit. Why not? That way we can keep working even at night. What time is it? 10:30. 10:30. Too late, dude. And couldn't even have to punch him, he just died. This is also where we get to see some of this defense in action, right? Because a decent chunk of this should be terraced. So the zombies kind of have to go all the way around to get to me, so they're going to lose interest pretty quickly if they decide to do that. Which is good. So he sees me and it's like, oh no, he's going to get me, and then I just leave. And, well, I mean, granted, this part isn't terraced, so he still could. But, you know, it's far enough away that it's fine for defense. It could also be an interesting base to start a raid at, honestly, here. Oh, hi. Here he goes. Yeah, this could be a cool place once this is fully done to have a raid at, just because it'll have some, like, nice bits. You know, you actually have some central points to defend if you have, like, stairs and things like that. I don't know, it could be kind of cool. Oh, okay, there was a hole in the ground. That one's got a spear. Nope, I want nothing to do with that. Dropped a big potato because I killed him while it was on fire. Make sure we keep our lighting going up to a good point around here. Because we're pretty well covered inside of the mountain range, because nothing really spawns on or near the mountain on this side, especially like, there's a creeper there, it's weird. Especially once we kind of have our base up in the sky like that, nothing really spawns as far down. So I haven't had to really worry about lighting up this side at all, but now that we're kind of expanding out a little bit, we kind of need to. Only a little bit. And even then, we already had most of this covered from a long time ago, so it's all good. I say most of it. So there are still a couple of spots, it looks like. Okay, rude. There's still a couple of spots where we haven't covered everything. Let's restock on more torches and also get some of this other crap out of our inventory. We'll just let her. It can just go into the water. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of those. And keep everything else for right now. Alright, cool. Let's go do a flyover while it's nighttime and I relit everything. Just to see. Hey, not bad. Pretty good. See, we got a crap ton of space we now get to use, and we definitely left a pretty major dark spot here that we should do something about. Also, why it's good to take a step back sometimes and just reflect on your work, you know? Might miss easy things if you don't. Rude. Rude. Did you just die? Please? Thank you. Alright. Anyways. There we go. That should be enough lighting. I guess we can slip in a little more. That there. That there. He died. We'll eventually hide a lot of this lighting underground. Replace it with like prettier things like shroom lights. I feel like shroom lights kind of baked into the walls of like maybe not probably on the inner walls. I'm thinking about doing it, but I think also having the actual like river itself glow would be pretty cool. So we would kind of like put in a nice trim of shroom lights going through the river, so it'll keep it lit pretty well at night and it sticks out like really nicely. And then otherwise everything else can just probably be like torches under moss carpet or something like that, you know, something easy. Well, also the farm itself too will act as like another good source of light once that's full, so we won't have to worry too much about any of that stuff. And let's go ahead and just get this here though. Wow, that did a lot more to me than I thought it was gonna do. I did 2 whole hearts. Pretty nice. Alright, let's get these tossed out. Half stack. There we go. And let's get more cows. Might as well just move all of them. We'll just have to do it in smaller batches than I would have liked, but I think we got everyone. Perfect. Out they go. Alright, actually yank all of them with me. Looks like one of our leads broke. That's no good. Alright, there should be all of them there. But snap all the leads. There we go. Let's go ahead and try and thin them out a little bit. think we'll go. Kill the rest of the cows. I feel like we have enough in there that I think I'm okay. So you know, we're fine. Next is going to be the sheep then. We also should do something with this area in the near future. Now that we've kind of done everything we wanted to. First of all, I'm gonna move this guy out of here. I'll kill that pig. I think I leased a couple to a couple. Whoops. It'll be okay. Just not worried about that right now. Damn. Alright, that was a little odd. Okay, that should get all of them in place. Wait, whoops. I'm gonna have to shear him. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, dang. Let's go get those shears and we'll go shear those leads off of them. Maybe get another thing of shears. Oh wait, I have a toolbox that has good shears. Maybe not in this one, but the other one I do. Let's go grab those. Here we go. That's why we have this. There we go. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get the rest of these guys out of there. And you know, we'll probably kill the rest and all that. Yep, that's all of them. Then I'll kill the rest. Here we go. Alright. Okay, so that'll give our sheep plenty of space to graze in. That is good. Let them do their thing. And then we'll go kill off the rest of them. And we'll finally take that fence out of there too. I'll have a small little part for like the horse to sit at, but otherwise I'm getting rid of this fence finally. There we go, much better. We'll leave that fenced off though. And in fact, fence this off too. Put a torch there. I'm not gonna worry too much about this area. We'll do something with all this space at some point, but that is not for me to figure out or think about today. But we got all of our animals moved over, so they're out of the way. Get a little bit of peace and quiet. And then, yeah. I think we'll have the chicken area in here since they only need something a little smaller. Hmm. Oh, I know what I did with them. I put them back in the same place I got them. Dang. Let's go ahead and get those fences real quick. There we go. We'll put the extra leashes away too. Hmm. I used them making that. Duh. Okay. That's on me. Alright, well, let's go make more fences then. We got a couple here. Take half a stack of logs there. Alright, and fences. There we go. That, do that. And again, chickens, they're chickens. They don't, they don't take up a lot of space. I'll give them a little bit more though, because I'm feeling extra nice today. There we go. Do a little something like that for them. All right, and let's see here. Rabbits, I guess I don't really care about too much if I can be real. So we'll probably just ignore that until we actually grow some carrots somewhere and then we'll get some, but I'm not gonna worry about it for now. Alright, so this is where our chickens are gonna go when they are available. We can either go catch some out in the wild or go throw a bunch of eggs in here. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't really use them anyway, so who cares? Alright, and let's do another flyover. Let's see what we got. Yeah, lighting's looking very good. Not really seeing any dark spots. We got one, like, tiny one there, but that's not enough for things to spawn, so. Yeah, otherwise we're looking great. Is our happy guest? Okay, I was about to say I didn't know if he was still here or not. I don't know how he would have escaped, but you never know. So, okay, now with all of this in place, we get to figure out pathing, because we are going to need to carve out some nice paths. Because we're going to have some fields cut through these paths as well. We'll be putting in stairs and stuff in a lot of these places, but just not yet. A little something like that. There we go, do a little something like that. Okay, I think you can see the idea that we're going for here. We're going to have it kind of go up and through, and we also need to link up another one. Here we go, do a little something like that. So that'll get us connected up to the chickens. Eventually it connects back up to central bit where we got the cows. Goes up to the actual central bit where it then goes up to the sheep. And then this would probably cut diagonally through, like up this slope basically. And then eventually up to a bridge. Maybe a bridge and then like a little fishing dock or something like that. I don't know. We'll try that. And we're just gonna keep it simple with the path for now. You know, we'll have time to add in like actual detail and stuff later, but that's not what the purpose is here for right now. we'll have a path going up by the river. We should be coming up on where we want that. You know, do something like that. Gets us a nice, pretty little path. And then, you know, we'll have the actual bridge here. It's just gonna be a simple little arch bridge that goes like over this, and then this can eventually like taper into my actual base or something like that. Because I'll probably reflatten that so it's like completely flat up there, and then we'll have it kind of go down this hill, curve a little bit maybe, like maybe we'll have it go, let's see here, go like straight and then kind of curve down a little bit and then make a turn and then curve down into here, and then imagining this was flat, it would eventually line back up with what we got here. And then this is the actual base. Also, I don't know if I've talked about it. I want to recover these with terrain and maybe leave these to be hollow and like have some kind of things built out in these corners, but basically mesh the terrain back up with the building. So it looks like this was just inserted smack dab in the middle of the terrain instead of like cut out like the way it's been. And then just, you know, have these kind of like blocked off in their own little corners. So that way, like when you're exiting and you're like going through something like this, it's like a clean like tunnel, and it feels like it makes a little bit more sense. And obviously, we can't do that for all of them. Like something like this here, you know, will like mesh back up a little bit, but this will be more of a cozy area versus that cave kind of area. So we'll figure it out. Not in a rush for it or nothing, but it is something I would like to do. It's almost been 2 hours. Dang. And yeah, otherwise, I mean, we should be in a position now where we can just start planting everything, you know. Let's also grab another empty box and go put some miscellaneous thingamabobs away. Let's take this and all of this with us. There we go. Alright, so most of the farm stuff is going to be over here, and let's actually again take a second to just see how this path looks. But obviously, things that need to be fed wheat, we're going to grow wheat near them, right? I mean, that just makes sense. Yeah, it's a good path, and again, it leaves some good open space for some buildings and stuff like that. But, yeah, basically, we'll have kind of a wheat field surrounding this whole area, I feel. Be a good idea. So, let's go ahead and get working on that. We got our carrot, our miscellaneous one, bone meal, potato, wheat seeds, garbage, and hay bales. Okay, there we go. And we'll use our fortune hoe here. Also means that I'm going to put our silk touch all the way back in here. And I'm going to put the shears away in here too while I'm at it. Because I can. Oh yeah, all these are instant health 2 potions and like some portable. And I guess the dragon egg, forgot that's here too. I should build something for the dragon egg one of these days. That'd probably go in the pommel of like the base when we go up to the very top of the world. If we're gonna have these days. Let's see here. Oh, oh, and that's right. We have our other silver boxes that are over here that we need to do stuff with. Because this is where we have some of the other material. So we're gonna need all 5 of those. And again, bridges connecting these things up are gonna be kind of important. Do a little something like that. Then you can see how we'll have some kind of diagonal bridge connecting up over there. That'll be good. And then we'll probably... No, I don't think we need a second one there. I think that'll be okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, anyways, let's actually get started on doing this stuff. We got our glowstone. We've got our empty box. We'll hang on to weeds, dirt, oak logs. We're gonna take 1 stack of dirt. Oh, hi. Oh, he's holding a poppy. That's weird. Never seen him hold one of those before. Huh. Anyways, let's go ahead and get some leaves, our glowstone, and basically all we're gonna be doing is getting our water sources all set up here. That's mainly what I'm going for. So I'm not necessarily going for the most efficient water placement. More instead gonna be going for actually, having something that looks good. So the lighting should be kind of consistent, things like that. There should always be like a block of clearance of grass going around this stuff. Maybe a little bit more clearance around the actual animal, maybe not around the animal beds, but we will figure that one out. Like in something like this here, there's no point in building a farm because this is too like scrunched in, frankly, and sand deal up here with the cows. But like here, for example, this could be a good little farm area. Maybe having some stuff wrap around the cows a little bit, things like that. But something like this might be good for like a tree or two. That could be kind of cool. Because I also do want to dot in a couple trees. But that's going to take time. What we can also do too, and it's something I did, the trick I kind of found while I was doing another survival world with a couple other friends, but we can basically grow a tree in a cool spot, and then once it's fully grown, replace the thing under it with our water source, and then till all the dirt around it. So then we'll have like crops growing under the tree, and the tree will be there as good decoration, which could be very interesting. And like something like this, you could probably put like a tree here and have like a small little farm, yeah. So we should try to keep that in mind as we're doing these things. But yeah, more field space and more field space. I think these flat bits are fair game for farming, but once we get up to here and notice how the terrain's a lot steeper, not very steep, but it is definitely steeper than all the flat bits of the map. This is where the houses and stuff would go, right? If we wanted to do little villager houses or something, it's gonna go all up here, and that way they get access down to the river for water, all that kind of cool stuff. They're nestled in between the river on both ends of the bend. The path is already here, so we could divert it a little bit and have it cut into the village and all that cool stuff. And then they would have a quick way down to the animals and farmland that they have down here that they need to eat. So it could be pretty good. And then, of course, again, we will have a bridge that goes out to here that has some of our other crops too, especially down in this area. We're going to need more space for all that. And maybe we should also... Yeah, I think I'll leave some of this alone and we'll have it be like kind of uneven. But Yeah, this is going to be for actual good farming too, because that'll give us plenty of space. So wheat first, let's just start with that, and then we can mix in like carrots and potatoes and some of those trees and stuff like that too. So could be interesting. But we'll see. We'll see what we do. I guess the hardest part, like usual, is just starting. And that's okay, it happens. We'll start here. I need my other one, because if I'm gonna do this, I really actually do need to have Silk Touch when I inevitably make mistakes. So, just trying to get used to this rhythm here that we're working with, right? It's gonna be glowstone, leaf, water. And that'll not only add all the lighting in that we're looking for, it will also keep our crops hydrated. And we'll just have like a little itty bitty field there. I think that's fine. We can grow like beetroot here or something stupid that I don't really care about. Because I don't feel like that's good for wool. Wool for wheat. Yeah, I don't think we grow wool like that. Pretty sure. So again, we can do a little bit of measuring. That's also why I had that river built too. Luckily, we should be able to reach everything. Do a little something like that as well. And then, yeah, we're gonna have to do some kind of siding here. There we go, do a little something like that. Well, it definitely feels like the lighting is working, so that's great. And then, we'll do here. Another one here. Oops. Actually, I guess that one was fine. Oh, and the actual river itself too is gonna act as like a good water source too. It's actually gonna help us out quite a lot. And we may not have the most glowstone in the world, but like we definitely have some good stuff here. And again, don't plant anything on the corner bits because these are gonna have slabs on, so that way we can get up and down easily here. I think we're gonna do oak slabs, and it's totally not because I have a bunch of oak like here in a shoulder box or anything. No, not at all. And it still would look good anyways, you know, it complements the actual dirt tones a little bit better, so dipping it brown a little. So I'd say it's for X. Not to that one though, I feel. No, that feels wrong too. I guess we can do that. And at that point, why even have it? It's too small. We'll let some grass kind of grow over time. We still have some slabs in these. That should be okay. There we go. Don't do that. God, it's a little annoying. It's really annoying. Damn. Oh, okay. Well, I guess there were some dark spots down here. We came down here, I guess. It's enough lighting though. Don't want to get distracted here again. Pretty good shot. It should hopefully get us out. Okay, we're done. There we go. Okay, now we're out. Anyways. That's a pretty good natural end right there. Well, again, to the actual river water will still give us some hydration, but it's fine. Today is a landscape day. It's gotta get done, right? What did it? That's alright. Alright, well, either way, let's see. So, again, another farm that's fully set up good. Have another trim. Oak slabs. Need to go make more, but you know, you get the idea. We're not gonna have one here though, because since this is where it starts getting kind of close, this is where we're gonna plant some trees to have some nice coverage. Just because we can do that. And yeah, let's see here. Oh right, all the logs are. Let's go ahead and sleep in our bed real quick too while we're at it. Just because I want the rain to go away and it's already turning daylight anyway. So, two birds and one stone and all that. There we go. And yeah, pretty good so far. And we'll maybe plant like a tree or something here, but I'm not gonna sweat this too much. And something like that doesn't really need anything, so that's good. Alright, and let's go get a little bit more water to complete that little farm. Got a chicken with an egg there. Gotta be some kind of super zombie to tank a whole bow shot. Oh damn. No chicken, dang, worth a try. Put that there, cause why not? I'm gonna move this over actually. There we go, do a little something like that, that's better. And you know, I mean, I guess we could have another path kind of running down and out through this. And then have like a farm on either side or something. Could be good. We'll have a more traditional staircase kind of cut through this a little bit since this area is steep, so it's just to show where this is gonna go. And then yeah, you know, we get a little bit more space out here. Could be kind of cool. Cool angle to look at the base from, though, I will say. But this will probably be more of a decorative area. Maybe we'll have like an odd like hut here or something like that because we can do that. But otherwise, it's fine. Gives us more farming space too, which is always good. Which in fact, we are going to make the most out of that. Got more farmland, getting trees on some of these more slope bits that are kind of useless. If I can't terrace these because it'll look too weird in between them, and I don't need that much farming space, so we'll use them for decorations and trees and stuff. Trying to plant all the different tree types from across the world into here or something. Alright, well, let's also throw all this crap out too. Here we go. Slabs. I made a crap ton of oak slabs, didn't I? And they're like sitting in a shulker box in my storage. Sure. Should have probably grabbed those, but that's okay. Let's not think too hard about that for right now. Yeah, that's enough for a little farm that I don't feel like I would need to continue that. So, again, trees, tiny little farm here, but otherwise it's going to be trees. And, we get a little bit of space here. Here we go, do a little something like that. And again, trees, don't need anything else here at the moment. Maybe we could build a itty bitty little bridge though. Yeah, I think we should. I don't know if it would be cool or bad if like the bridges went across each layer to cover like the waterfalls. That could be kind of interesting, but at the same time, I kind of like just being able to see the waterfalls. I guess we don't need a bridge there, so it would only come. Even then, we would have a bridge here. And we'd have a bridge here to get over to there. And then we would have another one down here that would take us across. Probably do it here instead. Make sure to plant in a little bit of grass too. Seems like we're full up on space again. Alright, go. That all can just kind of stay down there. Keep all that separate. Yeah, eventually there will be a bridge here, so that'll be cool. Alright, let's go take another flight. It's been a little bit since we've done one of those. Let's see here. Looking pretty good. You can see where all the farmland's going so far. It's always nice. Got plenty of bright spots as well too to keep growing. That's all going to be farming. We'll have some trees on some rougher terrain. So trees, farming. Good stuff we got going here. And probably a tree there too. Looks pretty good from back here too, and I'm sure once we get some houses, we will be able to see even more. But I like that we can still see the farms and everything too, being all the way up here. That's gonna be pretty cool when it's done. I think that's good enough for right now, honestly. It's been over 2.5 hours, and I would like to go do anything else at the moment. So, with that being said, on day 764 here, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see y'all again soon. Bye bye!